Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to your show E-Coffee with Experts. This is your host Ranmay here. And today we have Luca, who is the owner and SEO consultant at Luca Tagliaferro SEO Consultancy with us. Hey Luca, how's it going?
Hello, everyone. Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, it's going great. Thank you. And you?
Lovely. Luca, let's get to know the human behind the mic. For our audiences, why don't you talk us through your journey a bit and also more about your SEO consultancy, what you guys do, what are the core offerings, and we take it off from there.
Yeah, no problem. Um, so I started SEO a long time ago. It's been almost 15 years. My first job out of university was as an affiliate manager for a software company. So my job
Okay.
was about hiring and managing affiliates. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We had this massive network of affiliates, and that was for me the first time I heard about SEO because I noticed during my job that the best affiliates they were actually SEO consultants because they
Mm-hmm.
built their own websites, ranking, reviewing, software tools. We were within the cloud storage industry. So they were reviewing tools like Dropbox, Mega, and
Mm-hmm.
lots of them. So they were ranking these websites very, very high for keywords around best software tools, best cloud storage. And back in the day, 15 years ago, you could still do that without problems. I mean, after we started to see Google launching and new updates and basically crashing the affiliate business, so that tactic doesn't work anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's when I realized. I said, wait a second, if these people get paid, very good money from us to promote the cloud storage, then I can become one of them. I can try. So I built my own website in Italy. It was the
Mm-hmm.
first one in Italy to rank and review cloud storage products. And I had like 70 different tools. The website was ranking really high. And it was the first one, so I didn't have any competition. And that's how I started to write manually all the content, all the reviews, and put the affiliate links on the blog. And I started to monetize the blog. So this was my first real SEO project. And
Mm-hmm.
from there, I then kept the website open. Now it doesn't exist anymore. It used to be called cloudstoragenews.it for Italy. And then I
Okay.
changed jobs into a more like SEO oriented kind of job. So what started as a side project became a
Mm-hmm.
full time job. And from there, I moved into an agency in London as an head of SEO,
Mm-hmm.
which was also very important for me to start to learn how
Yeah.
to talk to clients, how to do the pitch, how to win contracts, how to do project
Mm-hmm.
management. And then eventually I built my own company on the side again, second side project. And
Okay.
yeah, and then this side project again became a full-time project. So I started to do small SEO consultancies on the side, and then they became bigger and bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's and 2 years ago I became a full-time freelancer. Yeah.
Lovely, lovely. I wish I had a couple of side gigs like you did.
What stops you? You can still do it.
Absolutely. Only when we get some time from this full-fledged agency that we have, and touch
Yeah.
wood running successfully. So yeah. Great. Yeah, a lot of talks that we hear from business owners. Everyone has their own way of looking at things, wherein they talk about just doing what you want to do and not really kind of attempt a side gig. right? And just, kind of leave everything, get into it full throttle to kind of ensure that you are at one thing and make it successful, and not really have a side thing and then focusing on a job and whatever, right? So, and then quite clearly, I mean, and not all approaches work for everyone. I mean, for you,
No.
quite clearly, right, the side gigs have actually, been the real ones. And I mean, you have made it quite big.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I did more than two side gigs. I did like six or seven, but the other ones
Mm-hmm.
didn't take me anywhere. Only two of them really worked. But because I
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to improve and learn more from others,
Yeah.
I started to get in touch with people in the industry that were already very successful, like
Right.
Rand Fishkin, the guy from Backlinko, Brian Dean, the guy from HubSpot at the time, that was the director of SEO at HubSpot. And I started to learn from them. I wanted to work with them to see if we can do something together, because I was reading a lot of blog posts on Moz, on SEMrush, watching YouTube tutorials.
Yeah.
But then I wanted to hear from them, like, how do you do things? How do you improve? Uh, and I was lucky enough to do some work with them. And one of the work that I've done was the guest posting survey,
Okay.
which is a project that was really successful. I did it 4 years, 5 years ago. So basically, I've interviewed about 50 SEOs around the world, and
Mm-hmm.
I've asked them how they approach guest posting and what is the return on investment. So why is someone putting so much effort
Yeah.
in outreaching, writing? It's a lot of time.
A lot of effort.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so I put these answers together, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then I published the research.
What
Um,
is your take on it?
well, my take is that when you do guest posting, backlinks is just part of the benefit that you get.
Yeah.
The other benefit is that you obviously increase your personal profile, even
Mm-hmm.
though it's very, very, very hard to track it. It's not like you can directly get referral traffic from the guest post you wrote. It doesn't work like that.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
There is a little bit of a misunderstanding when it comes to this. There needs to be clarified. And
Right.
you
Absolutely.
don't get referral traffic. You might get some good links, but what you're doing is actually building your authority and your personal profile, which will help you in other ways. Some people were
100%.
yeah, yeah. So it's not just a backlink kind of technique. There is more to it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And coming to content strategies, Luca, what are some of the, strategies you have found most successful when trying to rank for highly competitive keywords?
Okay, so there were two strategies that I noticed they work really, really well, and they've been
Hmm.
working well since a long time.
Okay.
Because usually, things in SEO change very quickly, but these two things, these two things, they stay kind of the same. It's like an evergreen tactic. Well,
Hmm.
one of them is that you need to already have a little bit of a brand before you start SEO. That will help you a lot.
Right.
So there is a big difference between starting from scratch with a new website and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
having a brand with a crappy website, but you still have a brand.
Hmm.
People search the brand, people find it, social media, they go to events and things like this. That helps a lot, because once you start optimizing that website, things can rank quite quickly. And by quickly, I mean within a couple of weeks. If you do the right
Hmm.
changes, of course, you need to know what you're
Right.
doing. Um, so the brand authority, which is a very important metric, with Moz you can actually measure it.
Hmm.
Um, is one of the key things that I look at. If a website doesn't have it, and one of my clients didn't have it, and it was struggling to rank for very competitive keywords, we had to do a big digital PR campaign to build the authority around the website. And I had to get help from a specialist, because this is not my area of expertise. So I work with other people that specialize in this. And we were able to build about 25 links from big websites. And within a month, the ranking just started to improve so much, and the traffic really increased. Together with obviously other changes in improving the technology of the website, like page loading speed and things like that. So yeah, these were the two most important ones. There are a lot of ways you can do digital PR. It's not just through journalists. You can involve ambassadors, you can involve influencers. Lots of these influencers in the industry, they already have a network of journalists that they write for. For example, I work with another company. They do personal training courses, and they have ambassadors who are famous, influencers in fitness, and they use these influencers to write powerful content on big websites. If I would do that, I wouldn't be credible, because I'm an SEO consultant. I can't pitch a journalist saying I want to write about personal training. It doesn't work like that. But if I involve the influencer, who is already a fitness influencer with many followers, they have much more success rate than I have, and they can do the job for me.
Absolutely. And you have developed keywordprofiler.com, right? So, to fill in a gap in keyword research. So, tell us more about it. I mean, what specific problem does it solve, and, what one should look at on the tool?
Okay, so Keyword Profile was born because there is a problem in the market. Too many keyword research tools that just give you a bunch of variations and search volumes. So the classic SEO play is, I want to target the keyword because he has search volume. But actually, it's the intent that matters. So if you are able to answer the question properly and to give a good answer on the query, the problem is how you do that. How do you approach that? So if for example, I'll make you an example, right? If people search for insurance, Google already knows that the insurance keyword query, it's about car insurance.
Yeah.
Because they have a lot of data to confirm it.
Right.
But if you put the keyword into an SEO tool, insurance, the SEO tool doesn't know that. So you need to go back into Google results and figure it out. What is the keyword about, What is the intent? What are people looking for? So you then have these questions. The people also ask questions that give you a very good idea of what the keyword is. And I thought, if I can put these questions together and visualize them, and then visualize also the next question that people ask, and then the next one and the next one, you can get really deep into the intent, and this will inform your content. So from there, you can build a brief, content brief. From there, you can, if you know what people are asking as a question, from there you can enrich your blog post, your landing pages with that kind of insight. Because otherwise, it would take you forever to do it manually. So the tool allows you to just put one keyword in it, and then it shows a set of questions that are live on Google. So it's live data, because there is a Google API, a search API, a link to it.
Great, lovely, lovely. And you have talked about 0.2% blog post conversion problem. So, if I would ask you, what is your approach to solving this, and what role does persuasive copywriting play in that?
Yeah, that's a simple thing to actually do once you know what you're doing.
Hmm.
There is a way to enrich your blog post with many call to actions. Usually, people don't put many call to actions on the blogs, right? They write the
Yeah.
blogs, they generate traffic usually, and the standard idea is that you put links to your landing pages. You try to
Hmm.
drive people down the funnel, down to the landing pages or to the conversion page, whatever it is. Um, my idea is to have more of that
Hmm.
at scale. So imagine having 20, 30 conversion points on a
Hmm.
single blog post.
Okay.
You are increasing the chances that people will click on them. And
But
then,
do you think it might get overcrowded as well? I mean,
yeah, that's one of the problems. You're right.
yeah, yeah.
But there is a way around that. So if you make these call to actions extremely relevant, semantically relevant to the sentences that you're writing about,
Hmm.
the call to action doesn't have to be the same all the time. It needs to
Right.
be customized to the sentence you're writing about.
Hmm.
Um, I can show you some examples, of my client site, how they look like. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but if you do this, you are adding
Hmm.
value to the content, and you're driving people from one page to another, to another, to another. So you increase engagement. It's like having internal link strategy that we already do anyway, but
Hmm.
a better version of it, like with rich banners, rich widgets, branded images, branded
Hmm.
text, customized call to actions, and that actually works. I've been experiencing this new thing in the past 6 months,
Uh-huh.
and I can see a 40% increase in blog conversions. It's one of the
Okay.
techniques that is really interesting and really works. So I'm going to do more of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Luca, guest posting, like you were discussing on it earlier, is often misunderstood as just a link building tactic, right? So it is much more potent than just having a link, right? So how do you feel, what are the best ways of going about it, and which industry or niche do you feel, will be a more benefits out of guest posting exercises, versus, let's say, the other ones?
Which niche would be more benefited from it?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Well, that's a good question because I would think every niche would be benefit
Mm-hmm.
from it, and
Right.
I think this is the logic is that you spread the word about your business, about yourself, about your services to other
Uh-huh.
websites without having to pay for it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's still advertising at its core, promoting something, but that's why it's attractive to every businesses. Um, and but there is a mismatch between what people think this guest posting
Mm-hmm.
does and what it actually does.
Mm-hmm.
So in my research, I found, for example, when I asked the question, "What makes you do guest posting?" Most of the people said, "Oh, increase referral traffic, do link building," you know.
Uh-huh.
But actually, what they got from it, it wasn't that. What they got from it, what was increasing their reputation, improving their reputation, doing brand building. Okay,
Mm-hmm. Right.
this is very surprising because it's not something that they were expecting.
Mm-hmm.
You start by building links, and then you find out that actually I've seen Luca on this website and that website and on 50 different websites talking about SEO. He must be a real expert. I get
Right.
zero traffic from it. Absolutely no traffic from those many blog posts. But
Yeah.
I know for sure that having a list of that many websites is something impressive, and
Yeah.
and people start to believe in you. So you develop trust and all things that you cannot measure, but they happen.
Absolutely. And then talking about trust, you have been featured on Forbes, Search Engine Land, and Brighton SEO. So, from your experience, how can brands leverage PR and thought leadership to strengthen their SEO or its overall brand?
Yeah, that's a very good question because brands don't have time to do that,
Yeah.
and probably you need one of the ways is to do digital PR. With digital PR, you can
Mm-hmm.
actually do original research, and then you can have a very very large exposure and build
Right.
very big links.
Yeah, I was coming to that, while you're doing link building, guest posting, and everything, when is that point, when you decide to go ahead and do a digital PR campaign? And then what is the best way of going about it?
Well, the point is that, like I said before, there was this client of mine that couldn't rank for competitive keywords that were,
Mm-hmm.
changing his business. It was about
Mm-hmm.
to go bankruptcy actually,
Uh-huh.
because he couldn't make enough money. But with the digital PR, we found a way to increase the brand authority, and then everything started to rank better.
Mm.
Everything that we
Yeah.
publish now ranks and brings results.
Lovely. Lovely.
The only problem with digital PR is that it can be very, very expensive. We're talking about
Indeed.
thousands and thousands of pounds. Not every
Yeah.
business can afford it. Not every business can. But there are other ways of doing it. You just need to be creative. In my experience, I found that if you work with people, with your customers, because chances are that your customers already have some kind of network, some kind of website that they work into, some kind of
Hmm.
useful resource that you can use. If you involve your
Yeah.
customers, because these people are already very enthusiastic about your brand, otherwise they wouldn't be your customers, right?
Right.
Uh, you can ask for help, you can ask for a partnership, you can set up a new contract with them, and instead of selling them something, you are actually asking for them to sell you something, which is their influence. Some customers
Hmm.
can be very powerful and help you do that, um, and do guest posting for you,
Hmm.
and put you in contact with other people who do it, or maybe journalists.
Yeah.
But another thing that I do that works really well is passive link building.
Yeah.
So I write content with the sole purpose of building links, which is like original research,
Yeah.
surveys, expert roundups,
Hmm.
and statistics and things like that
Hmm.
that will attract links automatically because you become the source of information for journalists. And,
Information. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah.
they do that, and that works
Yeah.
really.
I mean, we also make a full, make a real utilization out of it, when our clients are also stuck in terms of ranking, because, digital PR is something which kind of, puts you right there, right? I mean, in terms of whatever trending and, real-time topics going on, and then you're right there. Yeah, I mean, one thing, it might or might not be that relevant to your niche, but again, as a brand, you kind of have to understand that, it might not be related to your niche per se, but you're right up there with whatever is going on, across the internet or social media, whatever.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, this is still a link building strategy. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
uh, but compared to the other strategies, this is more difficult to do. And I
yeah, yeah,
believe, and I believe that in SEO, when something is very very difficult, it has more value. It can
yeah,
it can be a game changer.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
because the algorithm of Google is built around trying to avoid spam. With so much spam
Right,
that we have now, anybody can
right.
buy 1,000 backlinks for
Yeah.
$10. Um,
Yeah, but I mean, there is no worth to it as the way, I look at it. Maybe few quick wins here and there. But if you're a real business, and wanting to have that stability in terms of your branding, even if it kind of takes time to move up, right? You would want to avoid those, not so white hat techniques because you as a business are there to kind of remain, right? You do not want to be removed overnight, wiped off from the surface of internet, right? With all these Google penalties and on time to time, I guess businesses have become more educated than before, these business owners, right? So now they're more conscious about not getting into techniques which kind of give those quick wins, cheaper methodologies, I guess. What is your take on that, with the business owners becoming more aware
More aware, sorry, of what?
of these chip tricks might not last as long as
Oh,
the market
mm.
is claimed to be.
Oh, I understand. Yeah. So I don't think business owners need to be bothered with this. It's not their job.
Yeah,
Their
yeah,
job, their
absolutely.
job is to run the business.
Right.
So that's
So,
why they hire people specialized in SEO.
right. So
The
what I meant was, earlier business owners were getting lured into, hey, I'm going to rank you in a week's time. Let's do this, let's do that. Like you said, $10 links. I guess now business owners have become more aware in terms of how SEO, digital marketing kind of works. They
yeah,
understand, first of all, it's going to take time. It is an expensive affair to do guest posting, to do links and all that stuff, right? And it is not like a $10, $20 thing getting two, three links, 10 links in $50, right? So overall, the industry has become more aware in terms of how it works because we do not come across a lot of businesses, asking them to rank us for the money, rank them for the money keywords in the first couple of months, or let's say in a couple of weeks or 1 month, right? Which was the case, earlier. Now they understand that it's gonna take time, the overall domain authority, and that is a journey that the other brand has gone through to kind of be there, and now we are starting out, so it's gonna take some time. So
mm.
overall, the industry has become more matured, more aware, in terms of it's going to take
That's a
time.
good thing. That's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Yeah, that's a good thing for us, right? Earlier, it was very difficult to make them understand. Hey, Luca, you know what? It's going to take 6 months of time. I'm going to do this, this, this. Luca will be like, oh my gosh, 6 months? No, not really, not happening. My phone says to start ringing like yesterday, and you got 2 weeks, and
That's
then
not gonna happen.
things do not work like that, right?
Yeah, but not every client is a good fit. So
I
uh,
understand. Yeah,
yeah, so I mean, if they have I have my own way of detecting a bad client.
yeah,
So there are some keywords that I
right.
listened into the conversation when I speak to them, and they use things like I expect or in 3 weeks or some
Mhm.
kind of things that make me aware of the situation, and I'm like, nah, this is not gonna work uh,
Yeah,
unless you change your approach to SEO. Because I can't
yeah,
spend my time teaching you SEO or selling you
right,
SEO. My job is to make your company grow, not to
right.
sell this or that. If you need it, you need it. If you don't, go
Yeah,
somewhere else. So my best
absolutely.
clients came from previous experiences when they were very disappointed. They came to me and
That
were
makes
like,
our life
"Oh,
easier,
yeah,
doesn't
it
it?
makes my life easier." Say, "Oh,
Yeah.
we know SEO is very important for us, but we need to find a good person to work with. That's
Hmm.
the right approach to have.
Right.
They've been
Uh,
burnt before and they don't do it again."
Absolutely. Absolutely. And look, finally, with the rise of AI-driven tools like the Bard, ChatGPT, and now DeepSeek, right? How do you see the role of AI-assisted content creation, or let's say, overall AI in our industry, evolving, let's say, in the SEO space?
That's a very good question because I'm still trying to figure it out. Um, I mean, what I do is that I learned that there isn't a very good prompt that can solve you the problem. It's not about the prompt. You can write a very long prompt to ChatGPT to say, write me this article about this and that, and give a lot of context and information. A prompt that is like 1,000 words long. At
Hmm.
that point, I'm like, what's the point of doing this? I can spend that time just writing the content. So it's not about the prompt. The prompt will never solve anything. What I've experienced is that there is a new process in place. So you can use AI as part of the process. So first of all, you still need to do the basics for content. You still need to know what you're writing about, what keywords are important, what is important for your clients, for that industry, and then you can start to brainstorm some new ideas using AI. And then you can compare those ideas to see if there is any search volume. Maybe this idea, it's good because there is a big search volume. Maybe this idea is not that good. And then once you do this, you start um, writing about the stuff that you want to write manually.
Hmm.
And then I use AI because English is not my first language. So I need to check the typos, the grammar, and I do it that way. And so I did kind of save about 20%, 30% of time compared to before. So I am more
Hmm.
productive. But
Hmm.
I need to be careful that the article quality is still the same. Because if you just give it to ChatGPT or to DeepSeek or whatever, it's not going to be exactly like you want it. Um,
Yeah.
so you need to be smart and have a process in place on how this
Hmm.
AI can help you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Luca, finally, before we let you go, for our audiences, you have quite clearly, made it big. Now you're a known face in the SEO space. So for our young listeners, if they want to make a career in the SEO space, or let's say, want to start their own agency, start their own business, start their own entrepreneurial journey, what would be, some key advices or key takeaways they can, uh,
Okay.
take away from the session?
Just to keep it very short, I would say start a website on your own. Do a side project. Do
Mm-hmm.
something where you can have the complete control over it without, the company policies and things like that. So do it and do mistakes, learn from them, and keep learning. There are tons of free resources out there,
Mm-hmm.
tutorials, guides. Just apply the learning and be patient because it's not going to work overnight. It took me a good 14 years to be in the position where I'm now, and
Uh-huh.
it's not 14 days or 14 months, 14 years. It's a long time, and I'm still learning, and I never stop. So you need to be into that mindset where
Yeah.
some of the things you learn might not work tomorrow, and then you need to reset and start over.
Right.
So if you're willing to do this and to test and try, you'll probably be fine.
To keep learning and just be at it, right?
Yeah, and also network with other people, go to conferences, go early because you will need this network for a second opinion, for
Uh-huh.
some kind of help. Then probably move your projects online. If you have an idea, turn it into a website, turn it into a tool, see how you can get content from search engines. Because some SEOs, they became SEOs by chance. They were very good at what they were doing. Some people were lawyers and then became SEO. Some people were doctors, and my brother is a doctor, for example. He's a radiologist.
Right. Okay.
But now he's starting to learn SEO because he writes about radiology on his website, and he ranks on Google for radiology related terms. And he's
That's
like, oh,
lovely.
this is amazing. How is that working? So he's getting an interest into SEO. I'm like, okay, maybe you should change career and do SEO instead of being a doctor. But you
Yeah.
know, he likes doing it. He likes writing about it. It's his specialty, and he has his own website and he's having fun. So there are a lot of ways, but always have a website. Do your own writing. Do your own link building, and you learn. That's the best way to learn.
Absolutely. Great, yeah, Luca. This was a great session, and thank you so much for taking out time to do this with us. Really appreciate it. Yeah. Cheers, man.
No problem. Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting me. Have a good day.